This was actually my COVID hobby. You know, one of those things where we were inside all the time, so had to learn something. So I want to learn about espresso. Good morning. All right, so we made a coffee video. This time, I'm gonna do an espresso video. I love espresso. It does take a few more extra steps, so I'm just gonna highlight some of those steps. First thing, we gotta get the water boiling. You can actually see I have the V60 cone that I use for the pour over on top, and that's specifically for the flare components. This is the little tank. We gotta get this heated up. So in order to do so, I'm just gonna stick it on there, start this, and we're gonna get some water boiling. And of course I do the V60 because it does have that hole through, so a lot of steam is gonna go right through, and it's gonna start to heat this brew chamber up. Because right now it's at room temperature, and we need to get it super hot. There is a temperature strip here, so we want to get it 90, 95. And essentially what espresso is, it's just finely ground coffee with water just forced right through the puck. We have a lever machine. It's nothing fancy. Espresso machines do get quite fancy, quite expensive. But this is made by Flare, and it works extremely well. I mean, it's great for the road, but you can also use it for a home setup. And I'm just gonna bring you through. So while that's starting to boil, the next thing is getting the beans ready. So I just have it's a little cheap scale. I think it was $10 on Amazon. And then all these tools here actually came with the Flare, so it was nice. So one of the key things with espresso, and I had to find this out the hard way, is that you really need a great grinder. Something that's capable of producing super fine grounds for espresso. And so this actually came with the whole kit. Just goes into the top. Gotta cover it up. So as you can see, this is a super fine powder, which is gonna be great. That's exactly what we're looking for. Okay, so now it's time to put the grinds into the chamber. So this is actually where the coffee goes, and the water chamber goes right on the top. We got a nice little funnel so we don't make a mess. So one of the key things with this is that once you grind it, sometimes it can clump up because it's so fine. And so there's a technique called the Weiss distribution technique, and all it is just little steel, whatever you want to call these. You just have to kind of go through and sift through the espresso grinds. That way it's a lot more uniform, so that I can tamp it down. And tamping just means that I'm just going to apply some pressure so that it's a nice compact puck. Just gonna sit it into its holder. Just have a little screen to go on top. So this little screen will just keep things clean, especially as I start to force the water through the puck. Next is just filling it up. Now we're going to apply a pressure gauge. We want to be anywhere between 5 to 10 bars of pressure. And this is what's going to give espresso its nice thick body. It's going to give it its great concentrated flavor. And it's also going to give it a little bit of crema, which is usually that little bit of cream on top. Take a look at the pressure gauge as I start to get this thing going. So I'm just pre-infusing it, just getting a little bit of water through those coffee that's the full process. So compared to other types of coffee, like pour over or AeroPress, which we utilize mainly on the road, this does take a few more steps. It is a bit more involved. There's more parts to clean up. But when we're in a place like this, just an Airbnb for a little bit, it's just nice to set this up every morning and just enjoy some nice, rich espresso. So I'm just gonna put that there so I catch any drips. And it's good to go. Cheers.